Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming today to watch Blake and Mary celebrate their vows. They asked me to do this a couple months ago, and I'm not a priest, I'm not a minister. So when they asked me, I said I would do it, and so here we are. Blake and Mary, if you don't know by now, they were married yesterday at St. Patrick's. Father Schultz and Father O'Brien officiated the ceremony where Blake and Mary said their I do's. They exchanged their traditional wedding vows before God, and today they want to do a little more personal and do their custom vows in front of all you. So today we come together to celebrate the love and devotion shared by these two children of God. So they told me that I had a couple minutes that I was going to be able to say something prior to the vows today. So at this point in the script, they told me to say whatever I wanted and take a couple minutes. So I thought about it, and I was going to say something religious, and I figured I wasn't that type. Then I figured I would say something that was meant something to me from years past, and I knew that I would get emotional, so I didn't do that. So I figured the best thing to say was the day that Blake told me that the first day that he talked to me about Mary. So I remember it very well. It was Thanksgiving Day a couple years ago. And we were heading to my nephew Greg's house for the Thompson Thanksgiving dinner. And I asked Blake if he was planning on staying all night. And he said, "No, Dad." He said, "I've got a date tomorrow." And he said, "I want everything to be perfect." So I said, "Wow, Blake, that's good. So who is she?" He said, "Dad, I think she's the one." And I said, "What?" I said, "How can that be?" I said, "How can that be already?" And he said, "Dad, we've talked hours on the phone. And on our first call, she interviewed me like I was applying for a job." I said, "What do you mean by that?" He said, "She said if we don't connect and we don't have the same goals and beliefs, there's no reason for us to go out." So he said, "Dad," he said, "we talked about the same thing." He said, "We talked for hours." He said, "We talked about family, and it was the same." He said, "We talked about religion, and it was the same." He said, "We talked about jobs, kids, the future, all the same." He said, "It was so cool, Dad." He said, "We were both ending each other's sentences, and we were on the same page for everything. And Dad, she's the most beautiful girl I've ever met." I said, "Wow, Blake, that's awesome. Good for you." I said, "I can't wait to meet her." And he said, "Dad, there's one thing." I said, "Uh-oh," to myself. "Yeah. Too good to be true, bud. What is it?" He said, "She asked me a very weird and strange question." I said, "Yeah, what's that?" And he said, "She asked me what my serial killer trait is." And I said, "What?" And I said, "What the heck does that mean, Blake?" He said, "You know what, Dad?" He said, I told her, he said, "You know what, I'm a state trooper." And he said, "And I don't think I should have a serial killer trait." He said, "I have no idea what you're asking of me. I'm not sure what one is. But Mary, what's your serial killer trait?" And she said, "Blake, everyone has one, so here it goes. Since I've been a very young girl, I put my socks on just below the ankles and fold the rest of the sock under my foot." And he said, "Then I put my shoes on, and that's how I wear my socks." And I said, "Wow, that is weird." I said, "What in the world?" I said, She puts her socks on, and then she folds it under, and she puts her shoes on." I said, "Blake, that's crazy." I said, "What did you say?" He said, "Dan, I said the same thing." I said, "Blake, you may want to run fast." And I've never heard such a thing. And he said, "Dad, I know, but I'm going to give it a shot, as it feels so right." And then I mentioned she's really hot. And I laughed at him. I said, "Blake, yes, you mentioned that to me. And I guess that can make up for a lot of the serial killer traits." I said, "But remember what I said. From the day that I met Mary, I too knew she was the one for Blake. So as we gather here today, I want to say, Blake, I'm glad you stuck it out and you didn't listen to the old man. And to Mary, I want to say welcome to the Thompson family. And in honor of you today, I have joined your crazy serial killer trades by wearing my socks the Mary Crawford Thompson way. I love you guys and congratulations.
Wow, I was not expecting this. First of all, you look beautiful. All right, 1,299 days ago today, I was just trying to score a first date. And like my dad said, before you agreed to a date, you put me through 20 questions. Like a romantic FBI agent, just making sure I was worth your time. And somehow I passed, and everything just seemed to align perfectly, specifically our faith. And fast forward, when you walked into my house for the first time, you took one look around, and I swear I could hear you saying, "This place just needs a woman's touch." And you were right about the house, but also me. Because from the moment you stepped into my life, everything has just started to feel warmer and brighter and more like home. My favorite thing about you is your heart, whether it's for, excuse me, wow. I'll get through it, I promise. Whether it's for people or animals, you bring light and laughter and a lot of love wherever you go. And I vow to love you with that same heart. I promise to watch The Bachelor with you and help you press on your fake nails an hour before I propose. I promise to be the kind of person Winnie believes I am. Loyal, joyful, always excited to be near you. And if I had a tail, I swear it would wag just as hard as hers every time you walk into a room. And matter of fact, you can't tell, but my tail's wagging right now. You're my best friend and my greatest joy. I will love you and choose you and stand beside you every single day for the rest of our lives. When life gets messy and when socks are left on the floor, you're having a rough day, or when life hits the fan, I'll be right there by your side in support with some dog hair on my clothes and a bag of sour Skittles. Because it's me and you till the end, and that's how it was always supposed to be, even before we met. All the way up until our final breaths, I vowed to be next to you by your side, even if it means we have to stop and grab a cheeseburger on the way. I'm gonna have to get through this part, this is tough to read. I love you, my baby beluga in the deep blue sea. I'm the luckiest guy in the world, and I can't wait to start this next chapter with you.
Blake Daniel. Growing up, my mom always told us that she knew my dad was the one from the moment she looked at him. I always thought she was just being dramatic and lying and making that up like she tends to do. I never knew falling in love could be that easy. Then I met you. You proved that it's possible to fall in love after one FaceTime call. When I started to draft my vows, I asked myself why I fell in love with you. And I found that actually really hard to answer because to me, because it's like, how do you explain things that come naturally, like walking and talking? Falling in love with you was as easy as breathing. I vow to always laugh at your jokes, even when they're not funny. I vow to always choose you. I vow to be the best mother to our future children, no matter how weird they're probably going to be. I vow to always be faithful to you. I vow to always make God the center of our relationship. And I vow to always have your six. I give you all of me. I have been in love with you since I laid eyes on you, so I can assure you I'm going to love you for the rest of my life. The thought of getting older used to terrify me, but the thought of growing old with you really does excite me to my core. And for the rest of my life, I'll be grateful that I get to love you.
So Blake and Mary, first off, congratulations again. You made it. I think planning a wedding is a very good test for a young couple. If you can survive wedding planning, then you got a shot. You got a shot of making it. Oh, sorry, honey. Just like Blake's dad said outside, these two, I understand, I can really believe that when they met each other, they knew right away. They're so much alike. It's really, when you spend time with them, it's really almost ironic. They belong together. They're exactly alike. And some of their bad habits, they both have those bad habits, which I don't know if that's bad, but they'll work through it. But they also, it's not all bad. They have some good habits too that they both share. But they are truly meant for each other. I believe they are. So when a couple gets married, you should always start out as best friends, and these two act like they're the best of friends. They have a great time together. They laugh. They don't really go out a lot. They like to hang out at home with their dog. They just love being with each other, and you can just tell. So we're very happy for you, and I think you two are just going to have you got a shot at making this. So Jan and I have nothing but the best of things to say about Blake. Blake, we're very happy that Mary has picked you, that you're going to be her husband, and I think, God willing, if you have kids in the future, I think you'll make a great father, and we just are really excited for all the things that you two have to look forward to, and we're excited to be with you on that journey. I'm going to wrap this up by saying, I'll tell you what, I think we got a very nice couple here. I think they've got a very, very good future together. And again, congratulations to you too. So.
Blake, we hope you have as much fun growing old with Mary as we did growing up with her. And finally, a quote from the legend herself, one of Mary's favorites, Hannah Montana. This is the life, hold on tight. This is the dream, it's all you need. Everyone raise your glasses and repeat after us. Cheers to these weirdos.